Are we feeling dramatic today? I think we are. We are officially on our way to Washington for the summer. For some reason, my brain is screaming, watch out for hail. So, there's that. Last week, Finn and I spent the week exploring South Dakota, and this week, well, we're currently filming this over 8 hours away in Jackson, Wyoming. The journey to get here was an okay, pretty smooth one, other than one small, but also rather large mistake. Anywho, being back in grizzly country has turned out to be one heck of a ride, what with the blooming wildflowers, the wild mountains, and the slightly momentary heart attacks. Welcome to bear country. Hello. Hi. Finn and I are in, where are we actually? Casper, Wyoming, I believe. We are officially on our way to Washington for the summer, which I'm really excited about, but we have a crap ton of miles to go between here and there, so we're just trying to make the most of this trip. We said goodbye to Anna yesterday. We thought that we were gonna go like in different directions, but I don't know what happened. We're both in Casper, but she's working, so we probably won't actually see her very much. Oh, this is super level. Ooh, I like this. Wait, do I? Oh boy, did we like this spot. I wasn't planning on this campground being anything more than just a pit stop on my way to Jackson Hole, but pretty much as soon as I walked outside and saw this river, I knew that this was going to be more of a 3 or 4 night thing. And it was. I spent this first evening here running around the riverbank. The air was warm enough for Finn to splash around. I was journaling a little bit about how crazy our public land system is, and as the sun started to set, I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off, filming the sky and also recording a bit of a song, which I'll probably insert at the end of this video. It's kind of funny looking at how peaceful this footage looks when I know that in the actual moment I felt very, very chaotic trying to record it all while also getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. I'm getting eaten alive. I'm gonna go inside now. Hello. Good morning. We are doing something probably stupid right now. Actually, I don't know if it's stupid. It's that time of the year to repaint. Not to repaint, but to retouch up the paint that's in here. When I did this van build, I didn't know that there were like different shades of white, and so when I did the paint and the tiles, I chose very, very white whites, like the whitest white that you can get. I don't think that it was a complete mistake because I don't hate my home, but I think that a warmer toned white would have been the right option, and I've been trying to convince myself not to repaint for 2 years now. Yesterday I cracked and I went to Home Depot and I got a new white. It is potentially going to be too warm. That's like what I'm worried about. The stakes are low, but they feel kind of high for some reason. Not this. Where's my other driver? You made me run like I never run. I lost my voice. You lost your mind. It started out so well. Honestly, when I set out to do this whole thing, I was really looking forward to the opportunity to just zone out for 6 to 8 hours while doing a mindless task like painting. I was unaware, however, that this was a project that was more along the lines of something that would take 10 to 14 hours, and I also was unaware that there was a thunderstorm heading our way, so it was around an hour in that I realized my mistake of putting a time limit to this project. I'm refusing to allow my brain to process how much I have to do before this is over. To my credit, however, I did not let it overwhelm me. I just kept telling myself that everything in life is just a sum of a bunch of baby steps, hundreds or thousands of baby steps. Don't think, just do baby steps. And so I just kept moving forward, and as I did, the world around me came to life in a way that I've only ever seen in the Dakotas and in Wyoming. And for a while the eye of the storm seemed to be miles away, I just kind of let myself enjoy the ambiance of it all. It was very cozy. At some point, however, I realized that the storm that I thought was moving in the opposite direction of us had flipped a U-ey and was now heading in our direction. So it's storming a lot. For some reason, my brain is screaming, "Watch out for hail." As a girl with hail dents in her roof from a storm in North Dakota 2 years ago, the pit in my stomach and thunderstorms do not get along. They are not friends. We are safe in our home, painting, cozy. Friend is next door. I don't know why I'm so freaked out. The good news is that at some point I realized that it wasn't going to hail, and so I was able to keep chipping away at the project at hand, and it was honestly pretty fun for a little bit. I took a break during sunset to just stare at the sky with Anna, and then I kept painting, and the hours passed, and before I knew it, it was 1 a.m., and I was an emotional mess. So I feel like crying. I hate it. I kind of hate it. And I just spent 12 hours doing it. And I hate it. It's not a big deal because it's just paint. I can just go back to the store and get the right color paint and redo it. I don't know how to pick good paint colors. I did this with a stain. I did not film the build process of this van because of a lot of different reasons, including the fact that I was an anxious mess, but I also just didn't know what I was doing at all. For example, the stain on my ceiling, I meant for it to be like a cedar color, like the natural cedar look that is ever so popular. Turned out like this, which is fine, and I actually don't hate it, I love it. But every so often I look at my ceiling and I'm like, that is not the ceiling that I was going for, but that's okay. Life doesn't work the way that you want it to. Life doesn't work the way that you think it's going to. But kind of like the stain, this paint came out yellow. I'm probably going to have to fix it. I'm not gonna fix it on camera. There's no freaking way that I'm gonna do this. I'm not even like upset. Like, I'm not even like angry. I'm more just exhausted. And I just did all of this work for nothing. Anyways, when you guys see me next, I'm going to be a repainted, more put together Mariah on the move. Please. Oh my goodness. I've decided that I may have overreacted a little bit about the paint. I haven't changed anything about the van since it was done, basically. And I think making such a change, even though it's subtle, kind of, it still is a change, and I think that threw me into like a loop. I just don't love it on the headboard for some reason, and I think it's because my doors are still like white. Finn and I have to get on the road early this morning because we're going somewhere that I'm pretty sure, I just have a feeling it's going to be overrun by van lifers, and I really want to get a spot, but a part of me really doubts my ability to do so this year for some reason. So, Wyoming. First of all, the state is huge. From Casper to Jackson, we had around a 4.5-hour drive, and nearly the whole way we drove through grasslands and farmlands until we reached the little town of Dubois, which felt kind of like the foothills of the Northern Rockies in a way. It was around that part of the drive that I started getting a little sappy. I've felt the most at home on the road in the mountains of Wyoming and Montana, and being back here, seeing the Tetons towering in the distance for the first time this year was just a sight to behold, let me tell you. We are in Wyoming. We're in Wyoming. We are in Wyoming. It wasn't hard to find a spot on this mountain at all this time around, probably because it was cold as heck, but the cold didn't stop us from wanting to run around the little mountains, so I packed up my guitar bag, grabbed my bear spray, reminded myself that grizzlies exist, and set off to find a nice hill to watch sunset. I didn't get very far this night. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I want to geek out right now. I'm not going to, but maybe I will for just 5 seconds. These mountains are crazy. These mountains are crazy. I've been to this place 4 times now, maybe, in the last 2 years, and I've always just stayed down at the base of the mountain, which is a gorgeous, awesome spot, but there's a bunch of people and there's not really very much privacy. But this time around, I actually took the dirt road that went up the mountain, and I found myself a spot kind of secluded. The first day that I came out and wandered away from my van, I did get a little bit spooked by the wind, and I spent the next couple of days cooped up in the van because I was too scared to go outside. Last night I decided that I couldn't do that anymore because it was kind of affecting my mental health in a really bad way, and as my therapist would probably say, I need to get out of my head more often. Today I did a little bit of research, and now I'm here, not very far from my van, let me tell you. It does feel good to just take matters into my own hands and continue moving on with life. People live in grizzly country. I don't understand how they live in grizzly country. I guess I'm just trying to make my life the sound of music. I gotta find myself a, wait, what's his name? Fräulein Maria. And what's the dude's name? Hey, bae. Hey, bae. I'm going to make pesto pasta, which Anna made us the other night, and it was really, really good. Pesto, sausages, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes. Three, four, five. Ah! I'm a mess right now. I think I've decided that it's okay that I'm a mess. As a human being, I'm a mess. And that is who I am. God. Wow, this gets a 10 out of 10. Do I even know what I'm going to say? I think I do. Why is this not working? Hello? Dude, I love using manual lenses, but sometimes I get it wrong. And then it's embarrassing. Anyways. There's a man walking towards me. I soar above me an endless byway.